Done. We made it. Good morning and welcome, welcome, welcome. We are almost ready to kick off our week. We are going to be tuning into a lot of different themes, a lot of different energies, goddesses, getting to know all the different ways in which these archetypes live and breathe and work within us. So pretty excited for today's meditation. One of my homegirls, one of my favorites, is turning up, and we are focusing in on acceptance. So thank you to everyone who is here today for showing up, for weaving in your magic, making this as beautiful as it is. And let's go ahead and get started. All right. Welcome to Unveiling Meditation. My invitation to you is to take a nice, deep, deep, deep breath in. Breathing in, feeling the energy coming into your body, feeling the air, feeling your breath, all flooding into your body. And as you take it in, feeling the light swirling around, feeling the sunshine as you imagine yourself connecting with its beautiful, bright, brilliant rays of light shining down first thing in the morning. I invite you to bring your middle finger to thumb, activating that light link, imprinting that memory within your body, and get ready for today's meditation. We are going to be just allowing it all to stir up and swirl around to make sure this pillar of light that you are is as clean and clear and strong of a connection as we possibly can be. So as you imagine that golden light shining in on the top of your head, allowing your body to take a few breaths in and just observe it. Notice where and how today it is. Like every day, like every mood, there are different ways in which our mind reads the energy in the field. The energy in the field shifts as you shift, as the cosmos shifts. And so as we tune in today, just feeling this connection, deep, deep, deep connection as your body imagines the warmth of the sun, and we call in your angels and your guides and your soul's greatest purpose. As you take a nice, deep inhale, feeling that light just connecting with the top of your mind, and as though you have just seen a long-lost friend, giving that warm embrace of remembering, of welcoming, of homecoming, as you allow for that love and that light of the golden sun to pour in and through your body. Imagining its warmth like waves of heat rolling down the back of your head, your shoulders, your spine, feeling yourself wanting to sit up into your spine and open your heart as though we're reaching our face to be warmed and our hearts to be warmed by the sun. Just feeling your body wanting to stretch out as the shoulder blades roll down. And you feel as though you are a flower blossoming to the sun, slowly opening its petals. And with that next breath in, like a gush of wind, a breeze, as we allow for the heat of the sun to rise in our body, as that heat comes, that breath of air, as we shift our focus and attention, just like the wind that rises when the temperature changes, we can imagine that breath rolling in and through your lungs as though we're breathing in that sunlight and just blowing through and out. A nice gust of wind in through the lungs, out through the body, awakening, deepening the awakening all the way in and throughout. As we shift our focus to our sitting bones, feeling those sitting bones anchoring us in through this wind, feeling your feet connecting to the earth, anchoring us in, And as we anchor in, noticing today how this anchoring to the earth feels for you. What does this anchoring feel like? Feeling your feet connecting, feeling your sitting bones connecting, and just take a notice as you begin to shift your intention and focus into the earth. What are you met with? Is it all darkness? Is it a staircase? Is it just the water and the light seemingly seeping through? Do you discover a drain? How does this meet you? Or does it feel blocked? Does it feel like you could be bouncing on a rubber surface? Just notice for you what is here. What does it take to deepen and reach your roots into the earth? What is needed of you to open those hips, open those knees, open those ankles and those toes and your tail? Imagining that tailbone reaching down into the earth and allowing that golden light to work its magic and calling forward the depths of the mother, of the divine. And as we journey in and through, it's as though there's seemingly a darkness here that pervades, as though we have a layer of topsoil or tar, which is perfect for today's meditation because we are calling in the goddess Kali, and she is the remover of all things that are not serving, that are ready to be recycled and transitioned. She is the cleaner, if you will, that comes in and scrubs and scours all through, teaching us how to let go, how to accept, and how to rebirth ourselves anew. And so today, whatever your experience is, I invite you, whether you've connected all the way with the center of the earth and felt those roots deeply reaching in, or if you feel like you just can't get below the surface, I really invite you to tune in here and notice where the sludge lives in your fields. We're calling it up. There's something here that we get to play and work with today without needing a whole lot of story, but just getting to take this journey and this ride and receive this beautiful gift of acceptance and deepening that she has called in for each of us on this journey today. And so as you breathe in and out, the invitation is to focus on your heart and feeling that golden light working its way like a waterfall or a gentle stream trickling down into your heart as we open our hearts to begin our journey. And so it is that as we call upon the goddess Kali to guide us on our journey, she is the goddess of and known for fear and destruction, and she is also the giver of life. For from the chaos, the miracles are born. And so our journey today is to journey into her heart, into the deliverance and the ways in which she is able to be gentle with us, to guide us, to show us what is no longer needed so that we may powerfully honor and accept it and move on. And so as you breathe in and out, opening your heart, imagining it as though like the breath, just inhaling and exhaling, and like the vortex of light and energy, imagining a swirling beginning to build, first in the heart, and then in the energy field around you. And so I invite you here to call forward, to listen for in your heart, with your imagination, your mind's eye, your inner voice for a word that is in need of acceptance, a word that is seeking to be released, a feeling, a sensation, a memory possibly. Maybe it's judgment, maybe it's dismay. Just allowing yourself, as you imagine sitting amongst loved ones or in a field, calling this word forward, noticing as you sit in your sacred space, imagining calling this in, the landscape and the nature around you, as our journey deepens into the experience of Kali, her winds of transformation and her vortexes swirling and twirling around us. And as you call and hear and feel this word in your presence and you deepen into the experience in the moment, simply allowing yourself to be caught up in the energy and the vibration of what may be presenting itself to you. Again, feeling that vortex, that swirling like a tornado beginning to build. Imagining that tornado off in the distance at first, beginning to make its way as the dark clouds in the sky builds, the energy builds, trusting and knowing that whatever you're sensing and feeling, this field of energy that we are opening collectively today is enough. As you deepen and deepen into this moment, just trusting the presence of whatever is showing itself to be enough. As you imagine that tornado coming closer and closer, feel yourself now in the heat of the storm, in the frenzy and the chaos of the storm. There's always a thrill and excitement for many as the air charges and your nerves build, the excitement that in the absence of breath can become fear. Imagine this storm as it builds, maybe connecting with times of past when you've been in the height of the storm and you hear the thunder roll in the distance and you see the sky shift into eerie colors of grays and yellows. You can see the lightning flashing across the sky as though the gods are in heated conversation about what will transform, how will it transform the chaos that builds around you. And yet in this exhilaration and this excitement is that underlying fear, as that awareness of imminent danger, transformation, the powerful winds that may blow, the rain, the deluge of rain, all of it seemingly flooding out. And there's a desire to run. There's a desire to take cover. In this moment, I invite you to feel all of this energy as it's built up in you, this storm, this transformation that comes when the heat rises with the springtime, when the heat rises with your focus and your intensity as you build love in your body and connection. As that heat rises and that cool air mixes and swirls and builds these thunder clouds as they crash around you. And then suddenly there's a calm. There's a calm that comes in the middle of the storm. There's a calm that comes just before the roar of thunder as the goddess makes her entrance. And you see that tornado and feel its wind. And yet you know, you feel, you sense your roots anchoring deep. All of the ways in which you had not been connected, now feeling them as they awaken, imagining your feet electrifying, channeling the charge of all of that chaotic energy down into the depths of the earth as you send your intention and focus all the way in, arriving at that crystal core, feeling the solidness of the earth, reaching for the sound of the heartbeat, but feeling it being drowned out by the roar of the tornado and the hurricane that is swirling all around you. And yet, as you anchor in and feel your roots reaching into the center of the earth, having faith that you will weather this cleansing and clearing, this storm, as you surrender, as you accept that you are the storm, that your heat rising, balanced with the coolness of the earth, has brought in this mighty force, that you are the winds. And as you look back to the sky, as this vortex of energy and wind and destruction swirls around you, you see nothing but the sun and the stars. You feel calm. You have courage. You have faith. For you have faced many storms. And maybe you've gotten to your knees. Maybe you feel safest hunkering down close to the earth. But you can feel that presence of the sun, of the divine light in your heart as you honor this sacred flame within you. And as you feel your hands and your knees and your body connecting with the earth, sheltering this flame, connecting, digging into those roots at the center that reach and are strengthened by the center of the earth. You take a breath in and allow for the storm to come. Allow for the wind to whip through your hair. Allow as you hang on and breathe, as your roots anchor you deep, as you feel simultaneously like you could be blown away and there's never a chance, for you are rooted in love and there is no storm that your heart cannot endure. You feel this calming, and you feel all of the people and the places and the things that have caused your heat to rise, that have created storms in your life, that have left scars within your heart and your soul. You feel all of them rising up, being torn away with those pieces that no longer serve. And you feel the journey and the experience and the storms that they have created in your heart and the scars that they have left is a badge of honor and pride. And you send this sensation and feeling of acceptance like a ripple through the world as the tornado and the storm passes. And as your heart finds that acceptance and that light and that love, that ripple like a stone being dropped in the water emanates out the peace in your heart emanates out like a cosmic wave. And as you stand, raising yourself up from the earth, you realize and sense and feel the calm and the wild flowers blooming at your feet. You feel the wetness and the journey and the love as you listen for the sound of the songbirds, who too weathered the storm and is here to remind you you were never alone. And as you rise again, having opened those energies where the scars and the wounding had incurred, you feel the deep honoring of yourself and of the songbird and of the earth, like the oak who has weathered many, many, many a storm. So too have you found this sacred connection in your heart. So too, as you calm and receive the light and the love, as the clouds begin to clear and the sun shines down, and there is nothing but you and this sensation of floating through the fields, floating through the divine connections, your roots reaching into the earth, and your branches coming out again and raising themselves towards the sun. And you feel before you the presence of the goddess Kali in her many shapes and colors and wildness. And she has a gift that is not seemingly packaged in a perfect bow, but a gift here as she stands before you, a gift of courage, a weapon of love, and the invitation to call upon her and walk by her side through the most challenging of times. As you breathe in and out, feeling the strength and the courage. And today, the invitation is to you to claim this love, to claim her courage, her journeys, and the paths that she has invited you to walk upon as your own. To know that you are truth and peace and love, and you are enough. You have been enough, and you will continue to be enough, and to rise again and again, and to do the work that your heart is calling you to. And so as you take this moment, as we conclude our journey, allow yourself to feel the acceptance of this life and this journey. As you breathe in and out, claiming, taking it in, knowing that the miracles come in the height of the storm, that the light shines the brightest in the darkness, and that you have all it takes to continue on. And so as we give thanks to these energies of death and transformation, and recognize our own powers to harness them in our lives, letting go, accepting, and allowing for love to come in. I invite you to slowly make your way back into your body, feeling the freshness of the spring and the stormy day that we held in our hearts as you walk out into the day, into the light, into the sun, into all of the transformation and change that you bring by simply sharing your light and your love. It is an honor. It is a pleasure. Namaste. So much love.